In the beginning of the movie, we are shown a show named Bounty Low, in which Rick Dalton was kept as the lead actor. Now a reporter interviews Rick and his stuntman Cliff and asks Rick what this stuntman is. Rick tells him that he does stunts where I am at risk of injury or death. From there Rick and Cliff go to the bar where a producer comes to meet them. Rick is very happy to meet them. The producer tells Rick that he watches every one of his movies and shows, and he tells that I saw one of your movies which I liked a lot. We are shown a scene from the movie, at the end of which Rick uses a fire thrower. Rick tells the producer that he did it himself. The producer also tells him that he used to watch his show Bounty Low too. We are shown a scene of Bounty Low. Producer asks Rick that you always play negative and get killed in the end. Rick says yes. The producer explains to him that if he continues like this your career will be over because no one asks the villain. He asks her to work in an Italian movie. Rick is upset by this. He tells Cliff about this but he says that I hate Italian movies and starts crying. From there Cliff takes him. We are shown a girl and her group, who are hippies, going out singing a song. Here Rick tells the whole thing to Cliff in anger. Then Cliff tells Rick that I don't know that much but I am happy to work for you. They stop at the red light and the girls' group takes them out in front of them. Cliff likes the girl but they leave. They again stop at one place. Rick tells Cliff that how can I leave a show like Bounty Low for a bad film. There comes Roman Polanski with his wife. Rick says today I got to know that Roman Polanski is my neighbor. The one everyone wants to work with. From there Cliff goes to drop Rick at his house. Rick still can't believe his neighbor is such a great director. From there the Cliff goes. He takes his car and goes to his house. He goes home and feeds his dog and watches movies. Here Rick is remembering the line of the show It Happens. Roman Polanski goes to a party with his wife. There a man tells a woman how Roman's wife left her partner for money and married Roman, and today the three of them live together. The next day Rick is taken by Cliff to his shooting set but as if there was no work there, he had to go. Rick asks Cliff to fix his house's antenna. Rick happens to be in the van. So Sam come there and tell Rick that you will set this movie on fire. He asks the costume designers and makeup artists to change Rick's appearance, but Rick says that people will not recognize me like this. So the Sam says that's what I want. Here Cliff is on his way to Rick's house and in between he meets the same girl again. He goes to Rick's house to fix his antenna. She remembers how Rick spoke to Andy about the movie Rick was working on for her, but Andy tells Rick that I actually hate him because he killed his wife, and we are shown how Cliff killed his wife, but Rick still convinces Andy to make the Cliff his stuntman. Cliff is sitting in a place where the lead actor of that movie, Bruce Lee, is telling everyone how he should fight and talks very big things about himself. Laughing to hear this Bruce challenges Cliff to a fight and he is ready. Cliff is hitting on Bruce but there comes Andy's wife and Andy too. They both see that the Cliffs have broken into their car, and they remove it from the movie. He now starts fixing the antenna again. There Roman's wife and his partner are in the house. There comes a man who had came to meet the previous owner of that house, but when Roman's wife refuses him, he leaves from there. Here Rick goes to the set for lunch. There he meets a girl who was also in that show. She is reading a book. Rick asks her his name but she tells him her stage name. She says I do this so that I can reach the depth of the character. Rick is reading a book when she asks him what he is reading. Rick then tells him that he is having a novel which tells the story of a man who has struggled a lot in his life. When he starts crying while reading it, the girl consoles him. Rick tells her that you will realize this after you grow up. Here Roman's wife goes out with a friend. She goes to a bookstore and takes a book as a gift for her husband. Here comes the hero of that show to Rick. Rick tells him about one of his films. We are told a scene from that movie, but Rick did not find his favorite work in it. Here Roman's wife goes to a theater. It was his own film. She tells this to the ticket counter that she has worked in this movie, but she does not agree. She calls a man there, he recognizes him. From there she goes to see her own movie. She enjoys it a lot. Here Rick and the main lead actor of that show start shooting. Now everything is going well, both of them act very well and the dialogues also speak very well, but in the end Rick forgets his line. He goes to the van and tells himself a lot about how he can forget the line. He vows never to drink from today onwards. Here Roman's wife is watching a movie. Everyone is very happy to see his work. She also becomes happy seeing this. Cliff is going somewhere. He meets the same girl again in the middle. When she asks him for a lift, Cliff makes her sit in the car. She tells him that she lives on Bundy Lou's set. Cliff is happy to know that from there Cliff is going to drop her, so the girl recognizes him that it was Bundy Lou's show, but the Cliff says that he was just a stuntman. The girl entices the Cliff so as to inmate with him, but the Cliff knows that the girl is not even 18 yet. He refuses, but she does not agree. Here Rick starts shooting again, which is overwhelming, and meanwhile he pushes back the girl. He met at lunch. He says sorry to her after the show, but she says it all goes on. Seeing Rick's acting, the director praises him a lot. From there he leaves. Then that girl also praises Rick. There the Cliff takes that girl to her house, where she learns that the girl's name is Pussy. There Pussy's friend text comes, which seems to be from the Cliff. The Cliff asks them all about George, who was the real owner of there and also his friend. So he says that he is sleeping. When Cliff gets suspicious, he starts going inside George's house. Some boys and girls leave from there. The Cliff starts to go inside but is stopped by a woman. She tells him that he is sleeping, but the Cliff says that he will stay with her. She invites him in and sends him to George. Cliff goes to George and tells him that the Cliff is Rick's stuntman. We have worked together in the show Bundy Lou. But George doesn't remember who he is. He tells that he is blind. Cliff says out loud that I just came to see you and to know if these people are torturing you. So George gets angry at him. The Cliff starts leaving from there, but everyone there shouts at it. A man breaks the tire of Cliff's car, which enrages Cliff. He beats the man and makes him change the tire. He texts Pussy's friend, but the Cliff is gone. He takes Rick along to his house. They both watch Rick's show FBI, which they both like. Now we are shown 6 months later. Rick works in an Italian movie, so that's where he becomes very famous. He gets back-to-back movies. The movie was given to him by the same producer, but he did not like it. He plans to come back to Hollywood. He was married to his Italian actress. He also went to the Italy Cliff with him, but before coming Rick tells the Cliff that my financial condition is not good, so they both think of separating. As soon as they reach Hollywood they go on their own way. Here Roman's wife was pregnant. There his friend comes to him. At night Roman and his friends go to a bar. There Cliff and Rick also go there, but they drink so much that they go home by taxi. Roman and his friends go home and have fun, and here Rick, and when Cliff goes home, Cliff smokes the cigarette given to him, which makes him intoxicated. He goes out from there. Text and his friends come to Rick's house, but Rick drives them away. Then they have to go from there and talk to each other about how they are suffering because of these big people. The text says that Charlie told us that we have to kill these people and come back, then we will do the same. From there he starts going to Rick's house. One of the girls runs away from there. Here the Cliff comes in the house. He was drunk and Rick was outside in the pool. Text and his friends go to Rick's house and Text takes the Cliff at gunpoint. He sends one of his friends in and brings Rick's wife outside. Cliff recognizes that they are all pussycat friends. Text is about to shoot him, but the dog of the Cliff bites him very badly and the Cliff hits one of his friends in the face, breaking his nose, and the rest of his work is done by his dog to kill the Text. Cliff tries, but the Cliff hits him very badly, takes his life. Here Rick's wife also kills a friend of Text, but she falls behind him with a knife. The girl comes straight and puts a knife on the back of the Cliff, which enraged the Cliff. He hits the girl's mouth on different things in many different ways, due to which the girl dies. Cliff faints. Rick gets scared when he sees the Text that the friend the dog was hitting in the Cliff falls straight into the pool, but he burns her with his flamethrower, where the police arrive, to whom Rick explains the whole story. The Cliff also tells everything. When the condition of the Cliff deteriorates, he is being taken to the hospital. Rick starts leaving with her, but Cliff refuses her, telling her that you are a very good friend, and takes Cliff away in an ambulance. Rick meets Roman's wife's friend at the gate of his house. Rick is surprised to learn that he knew her. He tells her everything, which he gets scared knowing. Now Roman's wife talks to Rick and takes him inside. Asks to come. Rick goes inside and meets Roman and his friend, and this is where the movie ends. If you like our movie explain video, then please subscribe our channel.